Well, Henshaw here again, Constitutional Crisis Channel, another current events topic. And this one just happened, so I don't have a lot of information on it. But yet another cop killing out of Minneapolis. And as you know, we had a guy up there recently, they couldn't even convict of second-degree manslaughter when he shoots the guy in the head when he tried to pull out his permit for his carry permit for his concealed firearm. This is second-degree murder, and the jury couldn't even convict him of second-degree manslaughter. And as I said, the reason there was the jury didn't get the right instructions. If they had, this would have been a slam dunk. But it didn't happen. I hope we get a better result in the next case. But going on to the case at hand, I have a lady's name here, Justine Damond, who got killed. And the facts apparently are that she was out in an alley having made a 911 phone call to report an attempted rape, which apparently did not involve her. The details are sketchy. And the cops show up, and who knows what happened, but apparently the cop that killed her shot her from the passenger side of the car in the abdomen, meaning that they had a person there that they had no way to know was involved in any crime or maybe was a victim of one, was facing them, was unarmed, presented no threat, and she's now in the morgue. The bad news for these bastards is this woman happened to be a citizen of Australia who was here, by the way, in preparation for getting married to her fiance who lived in Minneapolis. And from what the preliminary report is that they're actually going to file murder charges against this one cop who pulled the gun and shot her. Now, should that be first-degree murder? On the facts I have at the present time, I can't say, but second-degree murder is right up, 25 years to life. And this case, unlike the previous Minneapolis case, you can expect they're going to have the Australian government breathing down their necks every moment. That's a lot of political pressure. And for that reason, I suspect the cop is going to get convicted. Or if it's a plea bargain, rather than getting 25 years to life, maybe they cut it down to 10 or 15, where he's going to serve most of it. Now, that's not near as much of a victory as it should be, but given what happened in the earlier Minneapolis case, that's a heck of an improvement. And when you pick a citizen of another nation, this is what you run into. And a quick note on this, by the way, since we, the lawful de jure jus sanguinis state citizens, are also citizens of different nations, one wonders why we can't put the same type of political pressure on these bastards. And maybe we can. That's an area I'm going to be looking into, and maybe get them into our own courts. And if you don't know, we're supposed to have our own courts. Hey, I believe it's Article 34 of the Magna Carta in 1215. And Magna Carta was well recognized by the framers of the Constitution, by everybody involved in British law at the time, especially Sir William Blackstone, who wrote Blackstone's commentaries. These were not, these were solid concepts here. They weren't abstract afterthoughts about anything. So we have our own court. And if you don't know, again, that's consistent with what happened in England, where the situation there was it said that the court went with the king. Where the sovereign went, the court followed. And I think that's the situation we're in here, being a member of the sovereign body politic, not necessarily a quote-unquote sovereign citizen, which is a very pejorative term, and which I should note, I was asked on multiple occasions in my sojourn through the United States going back to South Carolina, are you a sovereign citizen? In other words, do you belong to a militia, and are you going to try to overthrow the government? Is what they're really saying. Well, I'm a member of the sovereign body politic, and as such, and with that status, and with the relationship of principal to agent with government, yes, I have my own court, and I believe we have our own courts. We just have to be able to restore them and get into them, and once we do that, the ball game is over. That's why I work so hard at what it is I do, and that's where I want to get us to as quickly as I can. And any of you, by the way, that want to make contributions to the cause or pick up my document package, you can do that. Information will be below. And at my email, ccaspari@live.com. I'll email you back some information about that. And the packets are going to be even better, as I said in a video earlier in this session. Now I'm going to make it where you can go into the court and put in motions in the trial court, which up until now I had been vehemently against. But the Supreme Court has changed my mind. Some of the decisions I've seen that I wasn't aware of, I'm saying, yeah, I think we can do this and make it stick. And that puts more pressure on them to dismiss your cases and get you the hell out of there, which is exactly what you want to have happen. And if it happens often enough, we're going to be able to go and ask the courts, how many times does it take here? You know, if we can't get, if these are what the laws are and you're telling us that they are, why can't we challenge them? Or more to the point, if we don't know what the laws are and why they are the way they are, how can we nominate and elect people to any office in government that will be able to do anything about it? What does that say about the validity of election day, quote unquote? And there's a hell of a lot better reasons to challenge election day than you think. It's a subject for another day. But trust me, there's no such thing as election day. Doesn't exist. Thank you.